I'm going to discuss what I call the secret root cause of climate change. And the secret is because it was told to me by an oil company lobbyist, Harlan Watson, who was the former lead climate negotiator for the United States during George W. Bush's presidency. The secret root cause of climate change. And I want to quote you from a Washington Post article of December 2005. On February 6, 2001, a fax was sent from Exxon-Mobil to the Council on Environmental Quality, a White House office. The fax asked that Watson be made, quote, available to work with the team, unquote, of Americans attending international climate change meetings. Later in 2001, he was appointed by George W. Bush administration as special envoy to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, for which he held the rank of ambassador. This is Harlan Watson.
I'm not sure why we're considered the bad boys. Let me just say that perhaps there's a perception that it's more important to agree to things rather than taking actions. We believe the focus ought to be on the actions. That agreeing to Kyoto does not necessarily mean that you're going to meet those commitments.
The question that preceded his answer was asking why the United States was opting out of the Kyoto protocols. And that was his answer. We believe in action, okay, not agreements. Here's a second quote from a couple of years later.
Our principal difficulty with having any numbers in the text to begin with, and it might prejudge outcomes.
But let me go to the secret that I was told by Harlan Watson. This is a story I've told hundreds of times. It goes back to 2009, when there was an intercessional meeting of the climate talks in Bangkok, which I attended, did one of my press conferences there. And I saw Mr. Watson there at the meeting. I had seen him at a meeting earlier in the year in Bonn, and I saw him again in Bangkok, but he was no longer the lead negotiator. Well, I went over and I said, excuse me, Mr. Watson, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? He said, no, by all means, sit down. And my first question was, why are you still here? Why are you still coming? And he reached in his pocket and silently gave me his card. And he was the expert for the then minority, Republican minority in the House of Representatives in the United States. Question answered. My second question, I did an eye lock with him because I wanted to feel if he was averting my gaze, if he was telling me the truth. It was kind of a quick and dirty truth meter. And this was my question. How can the CEOs of fossil fuel companies make the decisions they are making, knowing that they are cannibalizing their children's world? Now, at that point, he broke the glance, not the glance, the stare. He broke the eye contact and looked at the front of the room and straightened his jacket. And I could tell, I sensed that he was not looking to lie, but he was looking for a way of explaining it without compromising himself. That was my feeling at the moment. And this is what he answered. It's all about money. Now, it took me 3 years to understand the depth of what he told me. I don't even think he understood it. He answered me at a very superficial level. It's all about money. Sure, money makes the world go round. We know how powerful money is in the world. But I realized something much deeper. This is the secret. Now, you probably have never been told that there is an operating system for global civilization. Well, we do have one, and it is seriously flawed. And that operating system is known by two names, money and economics. But actually, the current brand of economics we have is a specific brand, growth economics, neoclassical growth economics. Not the only possibility, but it has forced itself into the role of only, so we don't realize there are other systems by which we could run the economies of the world. This is the one that's oriented towards making the rich richer, so it is promoted by the rich. So money is what we call a meme. Not a meme on the internet. It's a meme in that it's a virus, a viral thought form that controls us, controls our actions. It limits our possibilities. It promotes to the highest levels of authority those who are best at making money and best at averting their eyes from the consequences of making money. Money is breeding money via humanity. The money supply keeps going up. But how does it breed more money? By putting us to work harvesting nature, disposing of our wastes into the infinite environment that the current system believes we have. The current system of growth economics denies limits to the planet. At present, we are trading this for this. And another way of looking at it is we're trading this for this. From a very high level, that is what money is doing with us. How do we change the operating system? Well, one of the ways I believe we can do that is through the project, a Nobel Peace Prize themed for sustainable development. I encourage you to go to the website, np4sd.org. These are the 3 candidates who are part of the proposal, and the rationale for each of these candidates is very clear. The gentleman in the middle, Herman Daly, was the founder of ecological economics, which is a viable alternative to the current system we have. And this proposal would help shift the global economic paradigm. I want to offer my special thanks to the Abibiman Foundation, to the Tzu Chi Foundation, and to the International Society for Ecological Economics. And thank you all for coming.